Stocks trade in a narrow band ahead of the weekend. Utilities, industrials and financials eke out gains even as healthcare and FMCG are the big drags.
Tata Group's chairman emeritus Ratan Tata passes away at 86. Leaders from industry and the political sphere and a wide spectrum pay homage to the industry captain, remembered for his global ambition, his passion for wheeled and airplanes and his social contributions.
Star Health and Allied Insurance has seen a data leak with sensitive information of nearly 3 crore customers likely at risk. The company says it has been the victim of a targeted malicious cyber attack and a rigorous forensic investigation is underway. The stock slips.
The Minister of Heavy Industries has instructed Automotive Research Association of India to look into complaints against Ola Electric, as the EV maker is a beneficiary of both him as well as PLI.
भारत का कोई नूर रहा नहीं, हमसे बिछड़ गया है.
Mr. Tata was really somebody who was very, very humble, very graceful.
Ratan Tata was a great man, a great mind, and a great son of India.
India will miss him greatly.
He was a perfect gentleman and perfect Indian.
I'd like to be remembered as the person who made a difference. Not anything more, not anything less.
Whenever the economic history of modern India is written, I would feel that a full volume will not be enough to describe his achievements.
He wanted to be remembered as a man who made a difference, and he will be remembered as one, and difference of great proportions, whether it be in the industry, whether it be in healthcare, whether it be in humanitarian causes. Hello and welcome to your watching Business Lunch here on CNBC-TV18, continuing with our coverage of the passing of the industry titan Ratan Tata. I am Hormus Vatakia. With me is Vinny Motiwala, and we are on the continued coverage of Ratan Tata's passing, who passed away last night. And he was born in 1937 in the Navsari region of Gujarat. Ratan Tata, the great-grandson of Jamsetji Tata, the founder of the Tata Group. Taking over the reins of the group in 1991, he oversaw the diversification and growth of the group into multiple sectors. And it was under his guidance that the Tata Group also launched the Tata Indica, which in 1998 was India's first indigenously manufactured car. The Tata Group also helped cement a global footprint for Indian businesses with the acquisition of the Jaguar Land Rover, Tetley and Chorus. And he was also honored with the Padma Bhushan, the third highest civilian honor in the year 2000, and the Padma Vibhushan, the second highest civilian honor of the country in 2008, for his contribution in the Indian industry. Vinny is with me. Vinny.
Absolutely, a lot. He's touched so many hearts, whether you look at India Inc., everyone talking about that, or even commoners and millions of Indians and across the globe, that he's touching people's hearts. And he's an important man, was an important man for the country. But Shilpa and Rachna are at NCPA grounds, where people are lining up to pay their last respects to Ratan Tata. Over to you, Shilpa, as well as Rachna.
Right, as Hormas rightly said, truly a loss that it's what we're all feeling here. We're at NCPA, where his mortal remains have been kept for a last sight, for an opportunity to pay last respects, and that is exactly what is happening right here. As you can see behind us, there are people. They're from all walks of life, young, old, Tata employees, not employees, members of the India Inc., members of the political parties from across different parties. We have been here since morning. happening, and the crowd is only getting bigger and bigger by the hour. In fact, Shilpa was stationed right outside the NCPA. So Shilpa, tell us, what did you see?
Right, we saw people from all walks of life, like Rachna had mentioned, who had come to pay their last respects. We saw people, not just employees, there were so many common public who had so much respect for Mr. Ratan Tata and wanted to come pay their respects one last time. The line has been never-ending. People have been pouring in continuously since 10 a.m., since his mortal remains were brought here to NCPA. We've seen several big names also. The RBI Governor, Mr. Shaktikanta Das, was here. Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla was here. All the Tata CEOs, MDs of all the Tata Group companies have been here. Apart from that, we've seen several people from the political sphere also come in. Mr. Sharad Pawar was here. Shaina NC was also here to pay her last respects, one last time to Mr. Ratan Tata. But people have been pouring in right from last night. Rachna, you were at Breach Candy Hospital last night. Can you quickly tell us, what went down?
Right, I was at Breach Candy Hospital last night. It was around 11:30 when we finally got a confirmation. But it was from Sunday that Mr. Tata had been admitted to the hospital due to some age-related illness, which he had in fact acknowledged and clarified on Monday with his statement. And now, after 2 days of that statement, he has unfortunately passed away due to the age-related illness, taking away the Kohinoor of India, as he was lovingly called. We saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde visit him last night, along with Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, and we also had RIL's chairman, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, visit him. It was just after that when his mortal remains were taken out of Breach Candy Hospital and to their family home in Colaba, the Tata House, where cricketer Sachin Tendulkar also visited them this morning. And after that, they were brought in here at the NCPA, where we've been since morning. And like Shilpa said, the crowd's only been pouring in. We just had Mrs. Isha Ambani Piramal along with Anand Piramal, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das, Puneet Chhatwal, all the Tata Group CEOs, K. Kritivasan, N. Chandra, Shailesh Chandra, P. Balaji, everyone is here paying their respects. If we look at the visuals, as Neville Tata and Noel Tata, who are taking care of the arrangements here at NCPA, and at about 4 p.m., the mortal remains will be taken to the Worli crematorium. Now, of course, Mr. Ratan Tata belonged to the Parsi community, and he did phenomenally for the minority community in India. Now, they have an option to either take him to the Tower of Silence, which is a very traditional way of taking the mortal remains to the Tower of Silence, or they can go to the crematorium. And Worli crematorium is what we've been told is where he will be taken, where Union Home Minister Amit Shah is also expected around 4 p.m.
Rachna and Shilpa, thanks a lot for the ground updates. There are reporters at the NCPA lawns, and the tributes continue to pour in for Ratan Tata from the political leaders, including those from Home Minister Amit Shah and the leadership of the state government in Maharashtra as well.
टाटा समूह का नेतृत्व करना ही अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी बात होती है, परंतु उन्होंने टाटा समूह का नेतृत्व ऐसे समय में संभाला जब टाटा समूह को अनेक प्रकार के परिवर्तन करना जरूरी था, और धैर्यपूर्वक बारीकी से अध्ययन करके टाटा समूह के सारे उद्योगों को और काम करने की पद्धति को दोनों को उन्होंने परिवर्तित किया, और पहले की तरह आज भी टाटा समूह भारत के उद्योग जगत में एक ध्रुव तारा बनकर है।
रतन टाटा जी ये एक बहुत ही सफल उद्योगपति तो थे ही, लेकिन उससे भी बड़े व्यक्ति के रूप में हम उनको देखते हैं, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने देश के लिए और समाज के लिए काम किया है, उन्होंने केवल सफल उद्योग नहीं खड़े किए, एक विश्वासार्हता खड़ी की, एक ऐसा ब्रांड खड़ा किया जिसने हमारे देश को एक ग्लोबल इमेज दी, और उसके साथ साथ अपनी संपत्ति को टाटा ट्रस्ट में विलीन करते हुए उन्होंने इस विश्वस्त व्यवस्था से, ट्रस्ट से जिस प्रकार के फिलैंथ्रोपिक काम उन्होंने किए हैं, चाहे वो शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में हो, चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में हो, रिसर्च के क्षेत्र में हो, बुनियादी क्षेत्र में हो, समाज और देश के उपयोगी जो कार्य उन्होंने टाटा ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से किए हैं, मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि जितने महत्वपूर्ण उनके उद्योग हैं उतने महत्वपूर्ण ये कार्य भी है। इसीलिए एक बहुत बड़े मन का व्यक्ति आज हमारे बीच से चला गया है, देश के लिए ये बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है।
Also, industry leaders including Kumar Mangalam Birla, Rajiv Bajaj and Baba Kalyani also paid their tribute to Ratan Tata. Listen in.
जीवन ऐसा था कि वहाँ से बहुत कुछ है जो हम सीख सकते हैं। मेरा ये प्रिविलेज था कि मैं उनके साथ काफ़ी मेरी करीबता रही कई सालों तक और बहुत कुछ सीखने मिला मुझे उनसे और आदर्श पुरुष थे कई तरह से। तो हमको उनकी जो ज़िंदगी है सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए। हमेशा बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड थे। उनको अपने कंपनीज के बारे में हमेशा सोचते थे 24/7। He's an outstanding person.
You know, whether it was the memories from childhood, whether it was the hospitality, or whether it was the openness to work together, I think it tells me one thing about the person. He was a very, very sensitive man. You know, a man of extraordinary sensitivity, and I think the world needs more people like that who are sensitive to everything that happens around them.
Ratan Tata really brought India together in terms of India's industry. He created a vision for India to move forward, and that's the respect he gained amongst the entire industry. India will miss him greatly. He was somebody who built a strong and positive brand for India.
Leaves behind an everlasting legacy, does Ratan Tata. And listening to some market observers and investors who also spoke about the industry legend who we spoke to earlier in the day.
What Tata Group has been able to showcase, or just as an example, that even in a country like this, you can have the highest level of ethical standard, you can work for the entire society, and you can still be the largest group, you can still create the largest amount of wealth for stakeholders. He not only took one company, but he took several of Tata companies out of India and he established a brand.
But he was also a great business leader. He was willing to put money on the table, take the group international because he thought it was important. And I think one of the unwritten stories has been the last few years of the bull market that has taken place in the Tata Group companies. You've seen Trent become a household name. You've seen Titan become a household name. You've seen Taj Hotels doing so well. I think the groundwork for that bull run was laid by late Ratan Tata in terms of delivering for shareholder value. There's also, just briefly, if I may say, that even during the darkest hours, the Tata stood by certain principles.
That was the tribute coming in from a lot of market veterans to Ratan Tata as well. But on that note, let's just take a short break, and after the break we'll come back and talk about what sources are telling our sister broadcast CNBC Awaaz that telecom department has asked Vodafone Idea about its revival plans. After the short break, all about that.
Welcome back to Business Lunch. Take a look at the markets. Now it's the weekly expiry for the Nifty and it's still holding on to that mark of 25,000. A slight recovery from the lows of the day, but significantly off the highs, though it's still 100 points off the highs of the day. Remember, yesterday's high is the important level to watch out for, which is 25,234 on the Nifty. So crucial last couple of hours coming up for the index, but the outperformer today is the Nifty Bank, and that is trading with gains of almost 1% now as we speak. Thursday, very important levels as well. Now 51,500 is where the Nifty Bank is nearing. It went up to levels of almost 51,700 in yesterday's trading session, and it reversed almost 700 points from the highs of the day. And the gains on the Nifty Bank are coming courtesy Kotak Mahindra Bank, and that is the top gainer on the Nifty as well. And as at the highest point of the day now, 4% higher is Kotak Mahindra Bank, almost nearing levels of 1900. It's been an underperformer through the year for the Nifty Bank, but today is an outperformer and also the top contributor to the gains on the Nifty, well, even above HDFC Bank, of course, with the weightage on HDFC Bank there as well. So it's the banks on one side, the IT on the other side as well. TCS is an underperformer today ahead of its results. So that is the stock to watch out for the evening. But for now, the markets are holding on to their gains ahead of the Nifty weekly expiry. But the one stock that has been in focus all through the day, though, is Vodafone Idea, Vinny.
Absolutely. Vodafone Idea is what we're keeping an eye out on, and sources are telling CNBC Awaaz that the Department of Telecom has asked Vodafone Idea to present the company's revival plan ahead of approving its bank guarantee exemption. CNBC Awaaz's Asim is joining in with us to bring us more details on that.
As you are aware, Vodafone Idea is required to submit a bank guarantee of 24,700 crores for the spectrum purchase before 2022. However, the company has asked for a complete waiver on it. The government of India has not taken any final decision on it yet. What our sources are telling us, the government wants to know whether the company will be able to meet its future obligation or not. The government has asked company to submit a 4 or 5 year financial plans of the company, because the company has a liability of more than 2,05,000 crores towards its AGR dues and the spectrum dues. The company is required to pay 1,30,000 crores spectrum dues, and the company is also required to make a payment of 70,000 crores for the AGR dues. Now the company has taken a 4 years moratorium period, and the moratorium ends in September 2005. Once the moratorium ends, the company will be required to pay 43,000 crore rupees annually. So the government wants to know whether the company will be able to meet this obligation. Once the company get a positive response from the company, the government will take a final decision on the basis of that, because the government wants to know whether the company will be able to meet its future liabilities or not. So the government has asked the company to submit a financial plans on the same, and on the basis of that, government will take a final decision to waive off bank guarantee.
Asim, thanks a lot for that news break. Vodafone Idea off the lows of the day, trading 1.5% higher, but still below that FPO price of 11 rupees. Time for a short break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18. Getting on some updates from the global front, you had Hurricane Milton, who wreaked havoc across central Florida after making landfall on the Florida coast in the United States. Earlier today, resulting in strong winds, tornadoes across the state. At least 2 people were dead, while about 100 homes have been destroyed in the parts of Florida. Earlier, nearly 2 million people are without electricity since the storm hit the U.S. coast. The Category 3 hurricane made landfall with winds reaching speeds up to 120 miles per hour speed.
Devastation there caused by Hurricane Milton. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Business Lunch. Continuing with our coverage on the tributes to Ratan Tata as well as the markets on the other side. From Vinny, myself and the team that put this show together, thank you so much for watching.